What up, manga fans? I'm back with another video. You're on chapter 11 of Ultraman Long Game of Spider-Man. Now, I'm almost done with this manga. By enough time, I'll try to catch up on some chapters of another manga. Hopefully, I'm able to get through this before it's around 9 o'clock now. So it should be good before I go to bed. So, wish me luck. Also, earlier today, I played a bit of Bleach Rebirth of Souls. At least past the first level. I didn't stop because it was bad. I just thought I wanted to play it another time. Just want to see what it was like first. And yeah, it's fun. But I got a lot of stuff to do today. I didn't want to get distracted. I want to focus on catching up some things today. So, anyway. Let's get into this video. So, the chapter opens up with at Stark Tower. Or is it Avengers Tower? Yep, we see Iron Man make an appearance after 10 chapters. You know, last time we saw him was only back in chapter 1. As Paul comes in to try and reassure Tony, as Tony's busy looking for Spider-Man. I really like this. I think I kind of like this. It actually takes influence from the MCU a bit. This is more younger Spider-Man. Like MCU, this one's relatively new to being Spider-Man. He hasn't been that Spider-Man that long, remember? So I kind of like that. Tony feels responsible for what happened. It's my guess. And I really like seeing that. And Thor gets good advice. You know that Peter can handle himself. You have to experience a lot of tragedy. Even experienced a lot of tragedy recently. He still rolls up and shows to help people. That's who he is. He's a strong person. I really like how Thor says that. Showing his respect for Spider-Man. Who's just a kid and suffered a lot after what happened to Uncle Ben. But he chose to help people. Because that's who he is. And I like how they showed us too, but back than that. Because this arc is more of a Spider-Man arc, focusing on parallels he has with the kid Onita. Both were bullied, and both gained some type of power and used it for their own good. But Spider-Man learned a lesson after what happened to Ben. So, again, I think this is a really interesting arc for Spider-Man. Being a kid in alternate Earth, Japan, was really cool. Of course, I've not read the comic version of the Ultraman crossover. Yeah, we all know there was actually Ultraman also had a crossover with the Avengers, which I think was released around the same time as this, as a time more of a tie-in, as in more of a collaboration kind of thing. You know, you get something like Disney's kind of like I'm trying to think. Basically, when they make a deal, they can like what Marvel did back with Toy years back in the 1970s. Or something like that, anyway. Like, Toy and Marvel made a deal at the time. Which allows Toy to use characters from the Marvel Universe, and Marvel could use any any property that Toy owns. Of course, from the main company. Nothing from Toy Animation, so no, unless it's like stuff not based on manga and stuff. This is long before. Of course, this was a long before a series like Dragon Ball, Mr. North Star, Saint Seiya, all that stuff. Or Kaneko Man, which came out in the 70s, the manga, but didn't get adaptation until the 1980s. Like, Jam hasn't even, of course, Jam wasn't in his golden age at the time. What did Toy do at the time, man? Toy Animation already existed since being around since the 1950s. Down topic. Just saying. Now they allowed to create their own Spider-Man TV show. The Tokusatsu series, which fans just use the Japanese pronunciation Spider-Man sometimes to clarify it. It was very popular. Shame though as no modern release. I'd love to give it a watch. Spider-Man! Also, the deal allowed Toy to kind of take a Marvel character called Miss America and rework her as part of a team known as Battle Fever J. And the deal led to 2 more seasons of Super Sentai. Basically, 3 seasons of Sentai upon the Marvel Universe. You know, Marvel does not acknowledge it. Marvel did kind of go to Toy again to make a Marvel anime. Yeah, talking about that Avengers Discourse anime, which definitely did not. Reason no one knew about it because it was never broadcast outside of. There was never. It didn't get any. Its English broadcast was not released in the US or any other countries except for Philippines and Thailand. For some reason, I don't know why. It's like they're trying to set up to fail. Why? Why not specific? And the times. It has a limited exposure that way. If you just listen to countries that have some English speakers. It's just weird that they did that. I know nothing to do with this review. You get my point. It's just weird. Okay? Anyway, Boris will seem to reassure Tony. As then cut to Pia in the Ultraman dimension. Being in the newspaper finding out people are blaming Spider-Man for the bank robbery. And he's like, is Jonas and is the Daily Bugle all over again? Yeah. Again, Spider-Man is still relatively new to this, so he's not, unlike in later in his career, which he's more immune to Jameson's criticism. Since he's grown. Well, I take the Insomniac games. Peter's not really annoyed at Jameson's comments. He just basically does some teasing. Doesn't let it get to him. Showing his growth. And this is a relatively younger Spider-Man. Which works with his character growth. Learning from an experienced hero like Ultraman makes sense. But they had to. So does that mean that they're in 1960s now? Does that appear in 1960s Japan? We'll think about that. The original Ultraman was released in 1966. It is in 1966. Yet, let me see. In another biography, Peter started uses trying to go to Spider-Man and try and clear his name. Peter hesitant and Peter trying best to convince them that Spider attacks because he stopped blaming Spider-Man for it. He says he wasn't doing anything with it. So Peter goes after it and discovers Onita spots him disappears in there when that thing transports to a jet. The female Science Patrol woman ends up spotting the jet disappearing and up close and ends up Onita's house, only to find the wed up people in Onita's room. And he was actually on a cliffhanger. We'll see how this goes. But I really like this series. And I'm really looking forward to when Volume 1 comes out. Volume 2, I think, comes out next year in 2026. So, thank you guys for watching. Which of my content, please, if you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. And I will be up to date with videos because of the future. And I'll see you guys later with chapter 12 through 16, 19 to 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 8 chapters left. So thank you. I'll see you guys later. Guys, jump out.